Queen Elizabeth II owned a necklace worth more than a private jet. She wore it to dinner. For 70 years, the world watched her at state banquets, coronations, and diplomatic receptions. We saw the tiaras, the brooches, the necklaces glittering under chandeliers. What we didn't realise was just how much they were worth. Some of these jewels cost more than private jets. Today, I want to show you 3 jewels from Queen Elizabeth II's collection, pieces worth hundreds of millions of dollars that she wore as casually as you or I might wear a watch. Cullinan III and the 4th brooch, $60 million. Cullinan III is a pear-shaped diamond weighing 94.4 carats. Cullinan IV is a cushion-cut diamond weighing 63.6 carats. Together, they weigh over 158 carats. An extraordinary amount of perfect colourless diamond. Queen Mary had the stones set as a brooch by Garrard in 1911. The design was brilliantly simple. Cullinan III was suspended above Cullinan IV in a minimal platinum setting, allowing both stones to move independently and catch light from every angle. But Queen Mary also loved versatility. She designed the brooch so the 2 stones could be detached and worn separately. Cullinan III could hang a pendant on a necklace. Cullinan IV could be pinned alone as a brooch. This gave her multiple wearing options from a single piece. In 1905, miners at the Premier Mine in South Africa made a discovery that would change jewellery history forever. They found a diamond so large it seemed impossible. A rough stone weighing 3,106 carats. To put that in perspective, most engagement ring diamonds weigh less than 1 carat. This single stone weighed over 3,000. The Transvaal government purchased the diamond and presented it to King Edward VII as a 66th birthday gift in 1907. It was a gesture of loyalty from a colony to its monarch, and it came with an enormous responsibility. What do you do with the largest gem-quality diamond ever found? Edward sent it to the Asher brothers in Amsterdam, the most skilled diamond cutters in the world. The pressure was immense. From that single massive stone, the Asher brothers created 9 major diamonds and 96 smaller brilliants. The 2 largest, Cullinan I and Cullinan II, were set in the crown jewels, but 2 others, Cullinan III and Cullinan IV, were kept by King Edward VII, and later passed to his daughter-in-law, Queen Mary. Queen Mary wore the brooch frequently throughout her reign, and it became one of her signature jewels, but she also had a sense of humour about it. She affectionately called the 2 diamonds Granny's chips. A playful understatement for stones that together weighed more than most entire royal collections. The nickname stuck. To this day, the brooch is known as Granny's chips within the royal family. When Queen Mary died in March 1953, she bequeathed the brooch to her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II. She often pinned the brooch to her left shoulder for state banquets, formal portraits, and diplomatic receptions. It appeared in countless photographs, always recognisable, always commanding attention. The brooch became inseparable from Elizabeth's image. When you saw her in formal dress, you expected to see the 2 massive diamonds glinting from her shoulder. The Cullinan III and IV brooch is estimated to be worth $61 million, though its true value is likely far higher given the rarity and provenance of the stones. These are not just large diamonds. These are pieces of the largest gem-quality diamond ever discovered, cut by the most famous diamond cutters in history, and worn by 2 queens across a century. Nizam of Hyderabad, necklace, $90 million. In 1947, as Princess Elizabeth prepared to marry Prince Philip Mountbatten, Wedding gifts arrived from across the world. Kings, presidents, and dignitaries sent treasures to celebrate the union. But one gift stood apart from all the others. The Nizam of Hyderabad, the ruler of a princely state in India and reputedly the richest man in the world at that time, decided to give Elizabeth a wedding gift that would match his legendary fortune. He didn't choose the gift himself. Instead, he made an offer that has become the stuff of legend. He instructed the London jewellers Cartier to allow Princess Elizabeth to choose any piece she wanted from their current collection. Any piece, with no budget limit. Think about that for a moment. Cartier in 1947 was already one of the world's most prestigious jewellers, creating pieces for royalty, aristocracy, and the wealthiest families across the globe. Their inventory included some of the finest gemstones and most exquisite designs available anywhere. And the Nizam of Hyderabad told a 21-year-old princess she could choose anything she wanted. Elizabeth chose wisely. She selected a platinum necklace set with 300 diamonds. The design balanced classic elegance with modern brilliance, a piece that would work for formal occasions but wouldn't feel dated decades later. The necklace features a riviere of large, brilliant cut diamonds, graduated in size to create a flowing line that would sit perfectly at the collarbone. Each diamond is set in a minimal platinum collet mount, allowing maximum light to pass through the stones. At the center of the necklace hangs a detachable double-drop pendant, featuring two pear-shaped diamonds suspended one below the other. This pendant adds drama and movement to the piece, catching light with every turn of the wearer's head. But it wasn't just the design that made this necklace extraordinary. It was the diamonds themselves. The 300 stones were exceptional. Large, perfectly matched in color and clarity, with a brilliance that suggested they had been carefully selected over years. Cartier had assembled a collection of diamonds that would be nearly impossible to replicate today. Elizabeth treasured the necklace from the moment she received it. She wore it frequently throughout her 70-year reign, pairing it with tiaras for state banquets, diplomatic receptions, and formal portraits. The necklace appeared in some of the most iconic photographs of her reign. In 1952, photographer Dorothy Wilding captured a series of formal portraits of the young queen that would be used on stamps and currency for decades. In several of those images, Elizabeth wears the Nizam of Hyderabad necklace, the diamonds glowing against her evening gown. The versatility of the necklace made it even more valuable to Elizabeth. The double-drop pendant could be detached and worn separately, allowing her to style the piece in multiple ways. She could wear the full necklace with the pendant for maximum drama at the most formal occasions, or remove the pendant for a simpler, more streamlined look at less formal events. This adaptability meant the necklace was never relegated to the vault. It was a working piece, worn regularly, photographed constantly, and recognized worldwide. The Nizam of Hyderabad necklace is estimated to be worth $90 million. That makes it by far the most valuable necklace in Queen Elizabeth II's personal collection. It's worth more than the coronation necklace, more than all her other personal necklaces combined, and more than a Gulfstream G650 private jet, which costs about $70 million. Why is it so valuable? The 300 diamonds represent a perfectly matched collection of exceptional stones. Each one is large, brilliant, and flawless. Assembling such a collection today would cost exponentially more than $76 million, if it were even possible. Elizabeth could have chosen anything from Cartier that day in 1947. She could have selected elaborate designs, exotic gemstones, or pieces that would have made headlines. Instead, she chose a classic diamond necklace, perfectly designed, beautifully made, and versatile enough to wear for 70 years. That's the mark of a queen, not choosing the flashiest piece, choosing the right one. Imperial State Crown, $3.5 billion. In 1937, the Crown Jeweller Gerard received a commission to create a crown for the coronation of King George VI. It needed to be magnificent, symbolic, and wearable, a combination that's harder to achieve than it sounds. The result was the Imperial State Crown, one of the most recognisable symbols of the British monarchy. The crown is mounted on a frame of gold and silver, standing just over 10 inches tall. But it's not the size that makes this crown extraordinary. It's what's set into that frame. The Imperial State Crown contains 2,868 diamonds, 17 sapphires, 11 emeralds, 269 pearls, and 4 rubies. That's over 3,000 gemstones in a single piece. But it's not the quantity that matters. It's the specific stones. At the front of the crown sits the Cullinan II diamond, also known as the second star of Africa. This cushion-cut stone weighs 317.4 carats, making it the second largest cut diamond in the world. The Cullinan II dominates the front of the crown, set in a cross pate just above the diamond band. When light hits it, the stone throws flashes of brilliance that can be seen from across a room. Below the Cullinan II sits another legendary stone, the Black Prince's ruby. Despite its name, this isn't actually a ruby. It's a spinel, a gemstone prized in the medieval period for its deep red colour. This stone has been part of the crown jewels since the 14th century. It was given to Edward, the Black Prince, by Pedro the Cruel of Castile in 1367. Legend says King Henry V wore it in his helmet at the Battle of Agincourt in 1415, where it was struck by an axe but did not shatter, saving the king's life. At the back of the crown sits the Stuart sapphire, an oval blue stone weighing 104 carats. Queen Elizabeth II wore the Imperial State Crown at her coronation on June 2, 1953 at Westminster Abbey. Photographs show her seated on the throne, the crown glittering under the lights. The Cullinan? The second, throwing flashes of fire. But she didn't wear it just once. She wore it annually to the state opening of Parliament, a ceremony where the monarch formally opens the parliamentary session. For decades, Elizabeth would travel from Buckingham Palace to the Palace of Westminster, wearing the Imperial State Crown, a public display of continuity and tradition. The Imperial State Crown is more than jewellery. It's a symbol of sovereignty, continuity, and a monarchy that has survived revolutions, wars, and the passage of centuries. Every stone tells a story, every gemstone carries history, and every time it's worn, it reinforces the unbroken line of British monarchs stretching back over 1,000 years. These weren't museum pieces locked in vaults. They were working jewels, worn to state banquets and diplomatic receptions, photographed thousands of times, and recognised around the world. When Elizabeth died on September 2022, these jewels passed to King Charles III. They'll be worn by Queen Camilla, carrying forward traditions that span centuries. If you loved seeing these priceless pieces and the stories behind them, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We have more royal jewellery secrets waiting to be revealed. Thank you for watching.